Welcome to AI Brief, episode 324, and welcome to your deep dive into what's happening now.
Our mission today is to really synthesize the most critical AI developments, and we're seeing this massive shift in focus.
Yeah, it's moving beyond just, basic text and into these complex, interactive digital environments.
Exactly.
So today we're unpacking three huge shifts. First, the launch of Fei-Fei's Marble World model.
Then we've got OpenAI's big move into personality and tone with GPT 5.1.
And finally, the legal battle over ChatGPT logs is really heating up, so let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with what feels like the next frontier, spatial intelligence. We've been hearing about world models for years now.
We have. And now, the AI pioneer Fei-Fei's World Labs has actually released its first commercial tool, Marble.
And this is a pretty major step, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not just generating a scene.
No, not at all. It generates a persistent and editable 3D environment. You can feed it text, images, video, basically.
Yeah.
And it creates these complex, expansive worlds. The key is that you can immediately go in and edit or combine things. That puts them way ahead of rivals like Google's Genie.
What really struck me was the utility. This isn't just some research project.
Not at all.
The export formats alone, you mentioned Gaussian splats, meshes, videos, it plugs right into professional workflows. But let's pause there for a second. Gaussian splats. For anyone who's not in VFX, what are they and why are they such a game changer for this kind of thing?
So it's all about making the rendering faster and more realistic. Think of them as a way to capture a 3D scene where every point of light is a tiny adjustable dot in space.
Okay.
Unlike a traditional polygon mesh, which is, rigid and really hard to compute, splats give you incredible quality and speed.
So you can actually use these detailed worlds in a game engine or VR sim without a huge bottleneck.
Exactly. You get high fidelity and speed. And this all ties back to Lee's recent essay arguing that world models provide this crucial spatial intelligence.
The kind of grounding that today's LLMs are missing.
They're completely missing it. I mean, LMs live in a flat, text-based world. Marble wants to give AI a sense of physics, geometry, a sense of reality.
Which is key for things like robotics, simulation, architecture.
Cinematic world building. The applications are pretty much limitless. It moves AI beyond the screen and into a space you can navigate.
So if spatial intelligence is one side of the coin, the other has to be the user interface, the conversation itself.
And OpenAI just made a major change there.
GPT 5.1 is out, and the whole focus seems to be on conversational tone and customization.
That's right. They introduced two new variants, the faster, warmer 5.1 instant and the more efficient thinking. But the headline is really the 8 new personality presets.
So you can now tell it to be, friendly, candid, quirky?
Nerdy, even cynical. All alongside the standard default and professional settings. It's moving from a pure assistant to more of a personalized partner.
What's weird is how it was released. It felt rushed.
Very rushed.
Zero public benchmarks, way less hype than a normal OpenAI release. Is this them just trying to get something to market fast, maybe to beat a competitor like Gemini 3?
That seems really plausible. A lack of benchmarks always makes you wonder. But strategically, it suggests they see tone and personalization as the immediate competitive fight.
And that raises some interesting questions for you, the user.
It does. I mean, how much does relying on a cynical AI skew the advice you're getting? Are we starting to look for comfort and style over just, objective facts?
That's a great point. Okay, let's pivot from style to the courtroom, where the stakes around AI content are getting incredibly high.
Yes, the copyright lawsuit between OpenAI and the New York Times has a new, very serious flashpoint.
Discovery.
OpenAI is now appealing a court order to hand over anonymized ChatGPT conversations.
Specifically, the judge ruled that 20 million anonymized chat logs are fair game for the NYT to look through for copyright violations.
And OpenAI is fighting it hard. They're calling it an invasion of user privacy and a speculative fishing expedition.
Their argument is that 99.99% of those logs have nothing to do with the claim.
Right, but if you're the New York Times, you're looking for that 0.01% that is the smoking gun.
And you probably need 20 million logs to find it.
It's a classic digital discovery fight, but the scale is just massive. What's really happening here is that OpenAI is framing this around user privacy to get public support. We're seeing AI confidentiality become a real legal battleground.
Let's zoom out a bit. All of these advances, the complex world models, the personalized assistants, they all need a foundation to run on.
And the race to build that infrastructure is just accelerating like crazy.
You just have to look at Anthropic. The owner of Claude is committing $50 billion
$50 billion.
to build custom data centers in New York and Texas.
To put that number in perspective, $50 billion is about half the annual GDP of a country like Croatia. This isn't just an investment. This is a full-on commitment to vertical integration. They're deciding to build and control their own compute stack instead of just renting from AWS or Azure.
Which means they think they can get better performance and lower costs by owning everything from the chips up.
Exactly. And at the same time, we're seeing this parallel move in user-facing privacy. Google's new Pixel features have deeper Gemini integration.
But the big technical announcement to watch is private AI compute.
This is so important for user trust. It's basically a secure little bubble on your device that keeps your data, your messages, your photos isolated and private, even while it's using those powerful cloud models for processing.
So you get the best of both worlds.
That's the goal. Advanced AI without giving up control of your data.
And beyond the infrastructure, the global competition is just driving these intense price and performance wars.
Oh, absolutely. And it's getting very hard to track, especially with some of the names.
So you're talking about Baidu's new model.
Yes, Baidu just released the ERNIE 4.5 VL28B A3B thinking.
That's a mouthful.
It is, but what's significant is that this multimodal reasoner claims to outperform models like GPT 5 High and Gemini 2.5 Pro on visual benchmarks.
And that same competition is crushing prices.
Look at ByteDance. Their Volcano engine launched a coding assistant, Dubao Seed Code. It matches Claude Sonnet on benchmarks. It undercuts the price by 60%, a massive 60%. If you're building a startup right now, that's maybe the most important number we'll talk about today.
Wow. We're also seeing these efficiency wins at the smaller scale, too.
We are. Weibo AI open-sourced a model called VibeThinker 1.5B. It was reportedly trained for only about $700–800.
Which is nothing in this space.
It's tiny, and yet it shows surprisingly strong performance on reasoning and coding problems.
And finally, a quick look at hardware.
Even Realities unveiled their G2 smart glasses. They feature a spatial display that projects info at different visual depths, and you control it with a ring.
It all comes back to making AI interaction physical and spatial, just like we talked about with Marble.
It's all connected.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's do a quick run-through of the tools that are really driving workflows right now.
Let's do it. Starting with the star of our show today, Marble, the 3D world creation tool from Fei-Fei World Labs.
And of course, GPT 5.1, OpenAI's new model with all those personality and customization features.
For anyone in audio, Iconic Marketplace from 11 Labs is a big one. It lets you license celebrity and other verified voices.
Visual teams are using Graphis. It's an all-in-one AI whiteboard for generating and editing images, videos, all in one place.
For data, Sheet is turning plain English goals into structured spreadsheets instantly.
Sales teams are jumping on Sendr for AI-assisted outreach.
And developers are using Builder to turn ideas directly into shipped features, handling code syncing and pull requests automatically.
So, what an incredible acceleration we've covered today. AI is moving out of just text and into these editable 3D spaces with Marble.
And at the same time, getting so much more personal with GPT 5.1.
For me, the big takeaway is the sheer speed of infrastructure build-out. Anthropic's $50 billion commitment is just staggering.
It really is. And that, plus the global race to offer cheaper, more specialized models from companies like ByteDance, is changing the whole landscape.
So, a final thought for you to take away. As systems like GPT 5.1 start offering these custom personalities, friendly, cynical, nerdy, how much will we start relying on AI for a specific tone of advice instead of just the content?
Is the future of AI less about finding truth and more about finding a tailor-made comfort?
Something to think about. Thank you for joining this deep dive. If you found these insights valuable, please follow the AI Brief.
And share this with someone else who wants to stay ahead of the curve. We'll be back soon with your next deep dive.